thought I changed that. Okay. I can't see it on my big computer. Here it is. It's coming. All right. So I think if I had just colored in this book all month, I would have been perfectly content. But I thought, well, why don't I spread it out? You know, I'm wondering if I'll finish this book this year. I just love this book. It was, I had it on my wish list a long time, and then I put it on my Christmas list, and my husband got it for me. I'm so glad he did. And now I'm wanting, I've got this one by the same artist, Kaneko Igusa, and now I'm wanting the other one. I hope she comes out with more books. Let me see. I started to work on this page again, and it was fine to do that, but I felt like something different today, so I started in on the bookshelf. I've been wanting to do the bookshelf a long time, and I'm not sure I'm going to get to him this month. We'll see. It'd be great if this paper were good with alcohol markers, because I think it would look good that way. But anyhow, so what I'm using, whoa, hey y'all. Suddenly there's people in the chat and I'm just chattering away like, well, nobody ever comes, so I'm just going to talk to myself. That's so funny. Okay, so yeah, you probably heard that on all, so I'm listening to myself talk. So I've been wanting to do this a long time, and I've done Prismacolor in here, and it really, you know, I think it was okay, but I didn't really like how Prismacolor worked on that. This one, I followed a tutorial by Elena over on Coloring with Elena, and she was frustrated with the Prismacolors on this paper too, so I did start out with polys on this page, and the black isn't very black, and I needed a very, very black. Can you see that 3 times fast? Thanks. Oh, I'm sorry, Tara. Yeah, the American version of it comes out in February. Maybe that's the one you're talking about. This one I got on, I don't even remember now. It was a bookstore in Georgia. I think I found it underneath this Japanese, is it Japanese? Yeah. Or is it Korean? I get those mixed up. Japanese. Underneath the Japanese version on Amazon, and where it says used or other options, that's where I found this one. Oh, you're in the UK? Yeah. Yeah, I was wondering, and I think I'll wait before I get it myself, but until other people answer the question, is the paper different in the US version? because I do love my Prismas and it would be fun to use them in here. But I'll tell you what I did use, and it works great in this book. I don't know why, because it's also a wax pencil, but the ones that have worked for me, of the ones I have, are the Black Widows. The Black Widows are great in this book. And they're wax, but you can get them very sharp in the end there and do the flicking of the fur. Hi Gil, hi Dawn, hi Jennifer. Who, did I miss anybody? And Tara, yay. I'm so glad y'all are here. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. There we go. Takes a little bit on this computer to pop all the things out. That's funny. I think it really needs to be rebooted, but I'm not going to do that right now. Let's see. And please, if it is a fuzzy picture, please let me know so that I can fix that. Hope I didn't make you sick. Yeah, they don't do well at all, but for some reason the Black Widows do. It's a little bit of a harder pencil, but it's still wax, and I love my Black Widows. So I did the panda. I'm not done with him yet. I'm going to do some shadowing in the white, but I just sort of built up until I got to that. No, back to the Faber-Castell. I was going to start with those, but I told you the black wasn't very black, and the Black Widow wasn't as black as I wanted it to be for the ears. So I pulled out a Prismacolor black, and I guess once you've colored over it with some other kind of pencil, that maybe it's just better. I'm really not sure what it is about this paper that doesn't like Prismas. I have used them before in another one, and so I'm not sure what was. It was fine on this one. I don't know. Maybe this is just a different. It's probably just I'm using monochromatic stuff here, and you know, I mean, the little squirrel isn't quite as nice as maybe the leaves and the apple. But anyhow, thanks. For the panda, I know they're black and white, but I wanted to see where they were black and where they were white, and just so I could do it accurately. And then I looked up the red panda, and I looked up several photos to kind of figure out, you know, all right, it's red here, reddish brown. Where is that reddish brown section going to be if it's laying on its side? You know, kind of guesstimate there. Maybe I'm thinking too much, I don't know. And then I started to build up the black sections. So, let me tell you how I did this. I started out with, when I was going to place the black sections. I started out with a very light gray. This is gray thorn. And kind of roughly sketched in where the grays might be. Oh, Jennifer, I'm so sorry. Are you feeling bad? Yeah, I thought I was getting the flu on the weekend, but thankfully it wasn't. But I'm glad you're feeling better. I hope you're feeling better. So yeah, I roughed in where the gray, the black may be with the gray, and then I got a little bit darker of a gray. Well, this is flat black. It's still kind of a grayish color, and then started to rough in more of where the black is. And you see I'm kind of doing that here with the reddish browns. Let's see. I'm going to pop up my picture. And I know that it's just overthinking maybe. I don't know. I enjoy it. I enjoy overthinking. So I'm just trying to put in a little fur-like sections as I go, so that when I get darker, you'll still have those little streaks under it, kind of like an undercoat or something. Although it's covering, I'm covering it. I'm not sure about this arm right here, this leg, how it's almost like it's not thick enough. They have really wide legs, especially at the point where they connect to the body. So this looks a little odd to me, but I may just kind of color around that. And see, that makes more sense to me, that it would have come out here. It's like y'all are saying hello all over again. That's funny. And there's some dark over here. When I was doing this area, I just kept adding a little bit more dark color, and then I would come back with chestnut and say, well, that's too red, so I'll come in with maybe the rusty, brown brick rusty. And that's pretty much what I did down here, was some rusty and chestnut. And then I came in with a little bit dark, and then I decided, let me try out the Jelly Roll 0.05, and kind of, I don't know, it seems like I confused myself by making the edges darker so it would look rounder, but then I've come in with this Jelly Roll and gone over that, because in another picture where it's showing the tail, this part right here is light and it comes out, you know, on the sides. So I still want to kind of mess with it, but probably what I'll do is I'll just make these sections dark on the side, and maybe let this white part, you know, stay that way. Yeah, thanks, Tara. Yeah, I go through phases where I won't use certain colors or sets, and then I'll think, well, I need to do that. I use Prism colors most of the time because the tutorials I follow will use those. And I thought about converting that to polys. I've got the little conversion chart thing. I probably could still do that. Yeah. That's not dark enough, so I'm going to come in with midnight here. When I have something real that I'm coloring, I want to use a reference picture. So, see, it's turning a little bit there. I like that. Now their tail at the bottom, I've seen several pictures, and it's actually almost entirely this dark brown color, kind of reddish brown. And so I'll probably tweak it and tweak it and tweak it until I get it like I want it. Or I could just say, all right, I'm going to be done with it. Yeah. All right. Another thing I'll do is I'll put in a few strokes and then I'll go away and do something else, and I'll come back and okay, I'll do a few more. It's like it was just so hard and stressful to put down the strokes. I go, just put it down, girl. You have an eraser and you know how to use it. It's just the way I am. Yeah, it is a beautiful book. Okay, so he is more gray, or she. I think red pandas, they don't have a difference in look from a male to a female, except, you know, further down. But I mean, just look at him like this. All right. Yeah, I may have come too far up on this part. You're going to hear the dogs bark because my husband's back home. I can hear the car. You know, Jennifer, just look for a tutorial on it, just part of it. Just type in the name of the book, and you could type in is this called Rhapsody in the Forest, or is that something else? Symphony. Yeah. Yeah, look for a tutorial on it and jump right in, and that's helped me have more courage to jump out on my own. What is all that barking? Sorry, y'all. I don't know how to mute. I'll just give up on trying to find it. Yeah. I don't know how to mute it. Oh well, you just have to hear the barking. So yeah, I think he's grayer up this far. Yeah, it definitely is. Usually let me see if I can keep them quiet. Hey, shh, shh, quiet. It's just the neighbors. You want to go in here and look? There's nobody here. Y'all are fussing at the wind. I know it. You're just fussing at the wind. So I get up to bother to see what they're barking at, and there's nobody there, nothing there. I think the neighbors were out and making noise, and then they went back in. Oh, brother. Okay. Meanwhile, back at the ranch. Robin is, we think, Chihuahua Shiba Inu. She's got that little hound sound when she barks. She goes, ooh, and starts barking. So funny. Now see, this picture is showing more of the red down here in the stomach. I really can't tell because the poor little guy scrunched up on the bookshelf. And you know, I'm just gonna put in what I put in. I've got it for the most part, so I'll just keep layering. You often hear the phrase a layering pencil, and that's usually with the Faber-Castells. But oh, and then some people have a hard time going from one to the other, going from a wax pencil where they might have been heavy-handed to a Faber-Castell that is a layering pencil. But I didn't find it difficult because I'm so light when it comes to the light-handed when it comes to pictures. Yeah. And so it wasn't a big jump for me. I'm not sure why I'm like that. I'm too afraid to go really hard pressure on anything. Yeah, I love cats. We have 2 cats. One of them is old. She's almost 17. Yeah, birds and cats don't often mix, but if you look up on YouTube, you might see some. Just made myself dizzy. Yeah, I would say. Do you watch any of the Cockatoo or what's the other one? The African gray, or any of the birds that talk. I sometimes watch the African gray Einstein on YouTube. I mean Facebook. Yeah. And then there's one, oh, what's his name? Buster. I think he's a cockatoo. And that bird curses. I think, okay, you know, you don't want to say bad words around little kids because they'll repeat it, which happened to me with my daughter. And she repeated a bad word that I said too much, and so that stopped me from saying it for a while. So I didn't want to hear that coming out of her mouth. Oh, did they chat? Did they talk too? Hey, Nico! I'm glad you're here. I'm working on, in this book, and I started working on this last night, but today I switched to another page. And now I'm trying to figure out, oh, dog, stop that. Trying to figure out, working on this red panda. It is. Yeah, the African gray I watch on YouTube. Why do I keep saying that? Facebook. He's 25, and they've had him since he was a wee bird. They don't say curse words, so I don't think he's picked one up. But this other bird did. And he says jerk all the time. In the live streams, you can hear him say jerk. And I thought, okay, would there be some things that I wouldn't want a bird to say if I had a bird? Thanks. Yeah, the red panda is adorable. Oh, my husband's back now. Nico, before, I don't know if you were in here, but I was saying I'm very light-handed because probably because I'm afraid to mess up, and lighter strokes are easier to erase than heavy strokes. And so it wasn't hard for me to go to a poly, but oh, Jennifer, that is so funny. I know it's probably not funny for you, but just to think of a bird saying, "Mama, Mama." Oh my goodness. That would almost make it worth getting a bird, even though I have a cat. But then you don't know if they're gonna really if they're gonna really pick any words up or not. Yeah, the Nico, the lighter pressure, you probably know this, allows you to erase. I'm always telling people, go light, go light. Let's see if I'm going. I just keep adding more and more layers. And if I get a layer of something I don't like, I can use my Mono Zero. This has got to be the #1 eraser that I grab. It's crazy. Even though it's kind of frustrating, I don't know if y'all find this, but when you use it to erase, then you get these little peeling things off of it. Anyway, the way I clean it, I just rub my thumb over the top, and that cleans it off. Now, what was I going to erase? Oh yeah, if I don't like a layer that I did, I just go over the top of it with this, and it takes out that top layer that I just did, and then I can come back with a lighter color or something like that. Hey View, thank you. I'm glad you're here. We're just chatting about birds and cats and dogs and pandas. And how I like to layer. You know, I'm not even thinking about how y'all might see my book here. I'm going to turn on some more lights. I've just got lights everywhere. Whoa. Sorry about that. It's like, don't breathe. Don't breathe. Yes, that is very true. If you want a lighter color in there, yeah, it's. But that's why I do light. Now, if I was watching Elena do this, she would probably just fire in with the dark, you know, and then she'd come back with Posca and carve out some light. I just can see her doing that. And I'm sitting here being so careful. I don't want to put too much dark there. And I really ought to if I'm ever going to get this panda done. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it doesn't work with some to erase, and if you're going for a darker color, you don't want too much of the lighter in there, then it works better. Yeah, I just don't like the way that poor panda's arm is. I would have probably, maybe I'll just draw it in because it's bothering me so much. I would extend it up this way instead of that way. Now I'm gonna darken this anyhow. Your dad all right? What? You figured out everything over there? Okay, now I think what I'll do is go down into this black with the red. And then I'll come up a little with this flat black. See what that does. Yeah, I love the Black Widows. Crazy name, but alright, so I know I'm gonna have all of this. Now if I can get the camera to go kind of on the side, I might not cover it with my hand. Maybe if I come out a little bit. Coloring is definitely therapy. My little dog's in there squeaking her toy. Squeak, squeak, squeak. Okay, now his little foot. I may leave a sliver of like a lighter bit. Because I may leave the foot lighter except for, I don't know, just maybe the middle part. Like the light is shining on it, like that. Darken up the little toe beans. Hi, Kenny. I forget to look up. Let's see. There might actually be people watching me. I don't know. All right. So I've got that. I might do a little bit more on the face here. I don't know. I'm not liking where this little piece is. I think it should be further up. Oh, Robin, please. Okay, now I've got Black Widow, Black Widow. I'm going to come in darker in some areas. Here on the face. What did I do there? I don't know what that is. And then darken up this part. And then leave a little bit of a space, white space for like a reverse shadow. I guess that would be a highlight, wouldn't it? So you can see the difference between the sections. I don't know what I'm talking about really. I'm just making it up as I go. But that's my thoughts as I'm working on this. Okay, I'm gonna try this. If it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. If it does work, then yay. Oh, no problem. Look away. Yeah, I probably need to darken this part around his foot. So that the foot will appear lighter. Yeah, I'm being daring. I'm being daring. All right, now I guess I can do the same thing with this section. Oh, my hand's hurting. Now I'm just kind of going up and down instead of doing individual like strokes. Mainly because I'm just wanting to get this panda done and move on to a different thing. Let's give a little shadow down here under his bum. Yeah, if I'm having to hold my pencil a certain way, I could switch to left, but I don't want to. I want to keep going. Oh, I may have to switch to left here. Just want to make sure y'all are able to see me coloring. If I can. Woo! If I want to color something very lightly, I use my left because it's really light. All right. Now I'm ready to get darker. Are you ready for some darker? Are you ready for some football? Oh, I'm so sorry, Pamela. Yeah, I've got fibromyalgia, and they're very similar. Although, well, they can both be equally as painful or just depending on the person. And I'm so sorry. Um, I don't know if you're a natural remedy person or not, but there's a lot of good things out there that's supposed to help. I don't take anything for fibro like a prescription med because I tried that and it, wasn't good. So I went to some natural stuff. Mostly lots of vitamins. I think I'm gonna have to go really, you know what? I think now is a good time to switch to the Prisma Black because it is, I think, the blackest pencil I have. guess now I need to put it this way. Yeah, I'll be praying too. I think the only way to get darker on this is to use a marker, but I really don't want to do that either. I suppose I could use the marker underneath it. But I didn't. Well, actually, I couldn't use a marker. This is, paper doesn't, I mean, it's going to bleed right to the other side. This is a, it's not a book that, it's not one-sided, sorry. All right, I'm going to switch to Rusty. Where is the Rusty? Rusty, Rusty, where are you? Oh, there it is. Probably what I should have done is gone in with the colors that I wanted, and then the lighter version, and then come back with the darker and flick in those little hairs. No, that's not. Go with mud, I think. That's midnight. Where's mud? Liquid chestnut, rusty. Why is everything moving around? Dark mud right there in front of my face. We live and learn. No problem. You'll never have to say you're sorry with me going in and out. I go in and out of chats all the time. I'm back. And I'm still waffling on this face. I don't feel like I've done his wee little head correctly. It's really kind of dark right here. What if I can take I'm not sure this is gonna work. I'm just seeing if I can flick in some little hairs, but it's not working very well. I guess maybe I need the darker one. I thought I was using it. Okay. Trying to put a little bit of shadow next to the globe here. Now then, hey Shannon, thanks for coming. Hey, hey, look at my panda. What do you think? Do you like it? I'm going to get a different cover over this white. Now, don't he look better? He looked better. Uh-oh. Oh no, I went over a line. Now I'm gonna push this little. Oh, my earphones keep saying battery low, battery low. I go, I know, but I don't need you. See, I want it to come out a little bit this way. Ooh. Hey Tanya, thanks for coming. You like my panda? He's so pretty. All right. Now I still want to work on my big panda up here, my black and white panda. I just want to add, oops, sorry y'all. Change my camera again. It's so much fun moving the lights around. Put a little bit of shadow here because he's got himself stuck in this bookshelf. He kind of needs to look like he's in shadow. I don't know how much I'll do on this shadow. Trying to think how their leg would really be if they were scrunched up like that. Yeah, this is an awesome page. I'm using Black Widows on it. Remember I was saying that Black Widows work well on this page? I know you threw yours away or gave it to somebody or something. I mean, if you love this book, and, you know, although you've got some pencil sets I don't have, and maybe they work better than even Black Widows, but I really like how they are in here. Yeah, that's okay. I'm going to darken it a little more. That looks pretty good, if I do say so. I wonder if I dare get a little bit darker on that. Yeah, so that I'm hoping that the English version that's coming out in February will have a different paper in it, and maybe that would like Prismacolors, because, you know, I like Prismacolors. I mostly use those for anything. Yeah, yeah, we're having wind today, and it's making me a little bit. Of course, I've been a little bit fibroic for a couple of weeks. Yeah. Awesome. Oh, snow's coming where you are. That's awesome. I think, unless you don't like snow, then it's not so awesome. But I think I'm gonna gray the air up. Maybe gray this a little bit. And then come in with the 5. I can't always get the Jelly Roll 0.05 to work. I'm darken that part up a little bit. Well, I don't know if that did anything or not, but just trying to make it look like, you know, furs coming out here and there. Oh, I could tweak on this all day. I'm going to stop. We'll never get past anything else. All right, y'all, which bit of the shell should I do next? Got a cat. I kind of wanted to do the books last so that I've got the main colors already in, and then I can decide what colors those are going to be. Oh yeah, the 0.05, I finally found what I could use it on. You know, it's got to be really dark, and what I get it to work is that I let's see if I can get this on the screen. I scratch it on the cardstock, and then I, you know, go into it. And the 8 is, I use the 8 a lot, but I don't know if you can see that. It gets a little bit clogged right there. So I just have to clean it off and do that. And then the wax might stop it from working, so I've got to go clean it again. It's just playing around with art supplies to figure them out. Oh, okay, so you got the kitty or the fish. He's way down here. I don't know that I've, yes, I have. Oh. Uh-oh. Oh, we're on a brief station identification. Wow. The nutty woman gets her foment fill. Okay. I'm all right. I'm all right. Okay. We'll try it, but I tried a different thing and don't want to unclog. Yeah. You can lick it on your tongue. Sometimes that'll help. Rubbing it on your finger. You can see it right on my finger. Well, right on my nail. Some people use different pins for nails. All right, we got 1 vote for fish. Any other things? Not sure why I have these 2 things out. I keep playing? Are you playing with Robin? Are you playing with Kelly? My two dogs just ran into my craft room all excited, and I said, oh, you've been playing. See you later, Dawn. Does anybody else like how their Black Widow pencils smell? I know, it's crazy. So the fish. That looks like, I just love that red panda. He's so adorable. Let's look up goldfish. Goldfish can be all different colors, really. The lady I bought the polychromos from, she has all sorts of fish that she sells. She breeds them, breeding fish and selling them. Thanks. Hey! Barking at the neighbors. Ooh, a fancy goldfish. Has black in him. That's kind of cute. I could do that one. Robin! Stop that! Disobedient little silly dog. Well, I could get really crazy and use watercolor on it. Or a gold pen. I don't know. I would be too crazy. I think I'll go with yeah, I'm liking the black goldfish. I think there's one that's blue also. Wow, it's kind of like a calico oringa. It's purple and blue and pink. And of course they're speckled. We had two red-eared slider turtles many years ago, and they were kind of a pain to take care of. And so, and we gave them to a rescue, a lady who rescued all sorts of things, but including red-eared sliders. And I guess they lived out their rest of their life happily. But since then, my husband says, no, nothing that requires a tank. Okay. I hope this doesn't open in YouTube. Nope. Okay. Glowfish, nice. All right. Since I have these colors out already, how convenient. I think I probably need I'm not sure that blue, that might be too blue. That's funny, I've got, you know, I picked up those. I did do a little test on the page back here. There we go. On what colors worked well. So we've got Markarts down here. What was KT? Oh, the colors. And I think that was I can't remember. Brute Max, Faber-Castell, Prismacolor, Black Widow. This is Color Watercolor. And let's see, is that really color? Oh, these might be okay. It feels a little strange, but then green is kind of strange anyway. That just, I don't like how that feels. That was a color. So for me, the two that worked the best were Black Widows and Polly's. Because that's all those are the only ones I have. I don't have anything fancier. Alrighty. Yep, they are a lot of work. I think though if I did it, if I was able to have them again, I would, you know, just do it differently. I'm kind of roughly copying a picture I found. I need this might be too. Oh, maybe it's okay. It's not light enough. I need something purpley blue. That's probably good. I'm trying not to think too hard on this fish because I took so long. On the pandas. Yeah, I do have ink tints, but I'm thinking they would probably go through the book. Maybe not. If I used did a little bit better if I used the water brush on the tip, or even just a water brush on the tip and then dabbed it in there. It might work. Now, of course, I dared myself. Violet. Oh, I'm out of frame. Thank you. Boop. I check periodically, but okay. This is Violet. I just said that. I'm going to, yeah, thanks. Now I'm going to dry it off a little bit. Woo-hoo-hoo. All right, here we go. Look, it didn't go through. Boy, yeah, that's cool. Yay. Oops. Well, there goes that. Not going to remember. Well, that's okay. We'll turn that into something on the background. What does Bob Ross call them? Happy accidents? Probably better if I got a Q-tippy thing. Oh, it's too late. No, it's not. It's not. She's mad, they say. Why not have a bit of fun? What next? Fuchsia. Try to get something really well, that wasn't quite the pink I was going for, but we'll spread it around a little bit. Thanks. I'm just playing around, you know. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just playing around. I think I just discovered something. So you wet, that sounds terrible. You get the top of your pencil wet, and you take one of these little makeup Q-tip things and dot it on the end of that, and then you can make dots. PDQ. Pretty darn cute. Okay. Now I'm gonna go back over this with the pastel purple. And also using space. I don't like that one. Still not right. Oh, no, 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 no. No. Well, grape? No. I don't know what color I'm looking for. It's kind of like a purpley blue. I'm not sure there's purpley blue. Well, let's see what I've got. Navy. I guess I can try the navy. Oh, you know, when there's that one kind of color that you want and you just can't find it. Oh, these? I got these off Etsy from, I thought the name was down here. How about that? Anyway, I got them from there. They also have Prismas and Polys. And then the coloring kid showed, no, it was somebody else showed it and pointed to coloring kid, and she pointed to someone else. Anyway, to do these instead of the regular ones. Well, so I had done all these already, and I said, I think since I did the dark on the one side, I'll just cut off. See, I just cut off this part over here so that it would be kind of like these, where you can lay down a swatch of colors and you pick the one you like. See, like that would look good on there. Something purpley, blue violet. That would be, well, that would be a set that I don't want to use on there. That, well, that's Polly's. Okay, I could use that. Blue violet. Blue violet. Where are you? Blue violet. I'm not sure how well the oil pencil will do on top of a water-based paint. ink. We're gonna find out. Is I just really want to get this guy done. Yeah, polys are really nice on this paper. Okay, I think he's done. Yeah, Inktense is so fun. Yeah, it just depends on what you like. This one is actually free. And this one already has all the names and numbers in the generally the right color order. So that's a real advantage of that. It's already written. You don't have to go through all this writing. So, and the other thing is, you've got to sit here and cut around each circle. That's a pain, but thankfully I didn't do them all at once and spread it out. But this definitely has the advantage of it's already written down for you, and all you need to do to make it like this is just to cut that one section out. Can I tell you how much I love this brush? I'd like more of this one. This is the Karataki. It is pretty much the only brush I use. And you can see it's got all kinds of, whoops, there we go. You can see it has all kinds of Inktense coloring in there. And I like it better than any of the other brushes I have. So I think I'll start collecting those. You like the square what? The square brush? Oh, the squares. These? Gosh, I may want to do more Inktense on this because it didn't go through it all. Yeah. Well, that gives us a whole new level of something. So I did the, yeah, well, let's go ahead and do that bowl. I'm going to use gray slate here on the edge. If I could change anything about coloring books, is that they're made big enough. I can't talk straight. They're made big enough where it's not going into the seam. I don't want to do too much on the water yet in the bowl because I've got to do the background first so I can go behind, and then whatever this book is, it will reflect. So I think I'll work on that. I do too. I should use it more. Maybe I can do that on the books. I suppose I should put some of these back. No, that's navy, that goes there. Yeah. Zephyr blue. Guess that's over here. No? Okay, something's in the wrong spot. That is definitely in the wrong spot. There we go. Blue Storm should be 64. Maybe it is over here. There it is. Okay. I just wanted to put a few things away. It gets really crazy sometimes. Okay. How long have I been on? I think I always ask that. Wrong direction. Well, for some reason, it is not showing on here. That's weird. Am I still on? Yeah. Okay. 2 hours. Well, that is not where I wanted to go. Oh. Yep. Okay. It popped out of 2 hours. Okay, I see it down there. Yeah. Yeah, I watched it on 3 different screens. One, the actual real time, one on my computer, YouTube, and one on my phone. And the one on the computer popped out, so. All right. Yeah, it was. Yep. All right, what next? I did the fish. I'm thinking the globe or the tree. It's like the panda needs the globe behind it or something. No problema. Yep, I am not sure why it popped out of it on the main screen. but it's still going, so that's good. All right. Since I have blues out already, we have Denim, Forgive Me Not, and Blue Horizon. All right, let's start with the dark this time. It just moves like butter. Oh, look, there's a little bitty space right there that I'm gonna need to, I'm glad I left most of that out. Let's see. Oh, I don't like that. There's chestnut. Chestnut. Chestnut roasting. Now, when I was growing up, I never thought to ask what a chestnut was or why we didn't eat them. I know that was totally random, but that is me. I am totally random. I didn't put back the midnight. It was hiding from me. Gosh. All right. That's pretty good. It's funny, I looked down and you've done a LOL and I don't even remember what I said. I go, what was she laughing at? Oh. This whole get it in the right spot thing is really getting on my nerves. I know I should just leave it in one spot, but I have to move my paper around. Maybe I should like hang a little string from the top, you know, like a, that's a good idea. Isn't that what people do when they're, this is bigger than I want it, but I think it'll work. In their garages, they hang a tennis ball above the spot where, I thought I had, yeah, I did, it's in another place. They hang a tennis ball from the ceiling in the garage so that they know where to park the car and then they don't get it wrong. So I've got this string, I don't know if it'll work. Might just be, it's not a string, it's a shoelace. Well, I guess it can't be a string. I'm still fatigued from stuff, so. Well, that'll get me in the ballpark. But then you can see the string. That's not going to work. Okay. You almost can't see that one. Yeah. All right, back to why we're here. I don't know, maybe you're here to watch me be goofy. Oh my gosh. I mean, without a heads up, she just shakes the rafters with her barking. Scares me to death. Some people can get in all kinds of contortions, positions, and color. I've got to move my book. Crazy, crazy puppies. Crazy as can be. This is the, forgive me, crazy for you, crazy for me. Maybe come out a little bit more. And then the light one. Occasionally I do get my hand up there, and so that's I've got to watch out. And I'm trying to figure out camera position, and I think if I slant the camera a certain way, then my hand doesn't get away in the way as much. So for my left, I'll slant the camera toward the left, and for the right, slant it toward the right. And whoops. Okay, I didn't want that. Some colorists can just move their hand, like Karen on Colorful Country Life. She moves her hand in all these different ways in order to get, so she doesn't. Now sometimes she will move the page, but it's usually just kind of at a slight slant. The struggle is real. You're right, it is. It is real. I mean, I'd like to just flick a couple of switches and start videoing, but you've got all these other things you got to think about, the lighting and what you're going to say. I've noticed that I don't like to do videos like recording. I guess it's just something I've got to get better at. I just like to talk about whatever comes to mind, and when you do a video, you got to kind of concentrate on what you're talking about. Which I suppose is okay. I just gotta get used to it. The camera I have is actually just a webcam, and it's taped. It's taped to what used to be a light. So it's kind of this. See, I can't draw a straight line. It's kind of a long rectangle, and then it's on a it's on a thing like that, and I've got the camera taped up here, so it's actually the bottom part is hanging down, and then the flat part goes up, and there's some tape on it. So that is my jury rigging. You know, you just got to use what you have, right? That is really too funny. It really is. It's clever. I like that it's clever, you know, it's just using what you have. Oh, okay, here's a story. Are you ready for a story? I teach online, okay? I teach 25-minute classes of English to Chinese kids. I don't know Chinese. I can say hello if I think about it. But they know, some of them don't know any English at all, and some know some enough to understand your commands. So they usually always understand more than they can speak. So anyway, that's getting off the topic. Mostly I teach in the evenings because that's their morning, right? And I also occasionally babysit a girl that my sister babysits on a regular basis. And she couldn't babysit that yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah. So I went to do it. But I had a class almost at the end of the babysitting, which I was able to do there. I've done it before. But then I had another class. I had another class 30 minutes later. And I thought, oh, well, if I'll just be done and I'll drive home, right? Yeah. I forgot what editing stuff I use. I need something a little more powerful, but because I want to do voiceovers. See, I've already recorded something like in November, and I haven't done a voiceover. Anyway, back to the story. Oh, yeah, okay. So I'm in the car, and I'm looking at the time, and I'm driving like a maniac on this dirt road because they live, you know, way back and on a dirt road, and really nice and quiet and beautiful spot. So I'm driving out, and I'm telling myself, Leslie, you don't need to be driving this fast. You don't need to be driving this fast. This is not good. But I said, no, I can do it. I can do it. And so I got out and I was going down the road. I turned on the main road and started driving. And I've got to come to a couple of little towns that are kind of smushed together. And I called my husband and I said, I don't I don't know if I'm going to make it, And we talked about it, and he said, you're going to need to pull over. Where do I pull over? I don't know if I could do this in the car. And he says, all you need to do is get this thing and plug this in and blah, 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 Greek this and Greek that. And I go, oh, all right, I'm going to pull in. So I got the bag that the computer was in, the laptop, and I went into the Chick-fil-A and I look around and there's too many people and there's no little quiet spots. I said, no, this won't work. I go back to the car, probably 6 minutes until the class is starting. And I said, all right, step one, what do I do? Just give me the steps. And so we went through the steps. I plug the thing in. I get the earphones in. I got the laptop open. I had to move to a different seat because trying to do that with the steering wheel in front of you is just not going to work. And I obviously I sit down, I plug everything in, and I said, okay, 1 minute to go. I click on the screen, and there the student is, and I teach him in the car. And in the back of my head, I'm thinking, I'm going to drive through Chick-fil-A, and I'm going to get my favorite chicken nuggets and my shake. I don't care if I shouldn't eat so much crap. Sorry, I didn't mean to say that. Stuff. I'm going to have it because I've earned it. So I get done and I just put everything on the floor. I don't even roll things up and put it back in the bag nicely. I go, no, I'm just going to get in my seat and I'm going to go through the drive-thru. Anyway, that was my story. And I said, I am not going to do that again. Next time, I will just stay at the babysitter's house, stay at the house that I'm babysitting at, because they said I could do that and teach that last class. Sometimes I know ahead of time when I'm going to babysit, and yeah. So I know that I can teach in the car, but I don't want to repeat it. I can teach in a camper. I can teach at a campsite, and I can teach in just about anybody's house as long as they have good internet. Oh, I had to put my phone as a hotspot. So that was a step we had to do. It was crazy. And, what am I doing? It's all my fault, because I should have just stayed there. But no, I thought I can get home on time. It won't take 30 minutes to get home, and it does. It takes more than 30 minutes to get home from there. But, it all worked out fine. I was flustered, of course, at the end of it, and I was so glad I didn't have any other students that evening. I could just rest. Once you do it a few times, then you'll see how, well, it's not easy. It's good. There's a learning curve. But after a while, it becomes like riding a bicycle, because there was a time where I didn't teach for about 2 years. I taught for 2.5 years, and then I stopped in 2020, and so almost 2 years for me to come back. I started up again in November or October. And I was nervous that first class back because I thought, am I going to remember how to do this? And I just bopped right in there and everything came back to me. So it that if your aunt does the same one, I think they all are like this though. You the material's already provided for you. You just need to go through it right before class so that you can see what you're doing, and maybe there might be a difficult spot that you want to make sure you do it right. But yeah, well, I'm okay normally when I'm at home and I do it. Um, and there are some kids that are very challenging. But this boy is a very good student, and um, he's he doesn't mind correction, and he does what is asked of him. And so I was glad that it wasn't a new student. New students, I guess I get more nervous with new students, but because you don't know what to expect. You might get a student that is going to give you a lot of trouble, and you're going to have to put it in the evaluation at the end of the class. You've got to tell, how they did and give feedback to the parent, that kind of thing. Oh, I switched hands. Where's my white? And then at the bottom, you're able to talk to the learning partner who's there. The learning partner is over a bunch of students, and you can give them any problems you might have had. But generally, I have really good students. Probably the people that give me the hardest, what am I trying to say? Give me the most trouble are the helicopter parents. And there's a couple of parents I've had that they were really mean to their child, and I could not believe what they would do, and I couldn't understand what they said, but I know that child was hit in the head because they weren't doing what they're supposed to be doing. Me, I have a BA in art from way back in the day, so you can have any degree, any 4-year degree in anything. You could have it in biology, or you can have it in English, or just anything. And when I was teaching the first time, I had a lot of props. I mean, I would make them all the time. If I saw them on Marketplace, I'd say, ooh, I could use that for my class, or I could do this for my class. And I had all kinds of stuff and posters and whatever. But the second time I've started to teach, I hardly use any props. I have a webcam background, which isn't the greatest in the world, but it's the one I have at the moment. So that's kind of why I can't do a lot of props, because they disappear in the background. And so I don't use any props anymore. And I think, wow, that's minimalist. There are groups for VIP Kid that are minimalist teachers, online teachers. And of course, I don't know what they talk about. Oh yeah, maybe I got rid of the tree. We didn't need it. I could just draw it on the screen. That's what they talk about. But anyway, maybe just an encouragement of, you know, you don't need all this stuff. And I do have a little box of props behind me. I teach right here where I'm sitting. I just have a different camera. And I've got a small box tucked away that have some things in it that I might need or might could use. I need to dig out my farm animals, but you don't really need a lot of props. Probably the #1 prop that I would say would be good to have is a whiteboard, a little whiteboard, because that becomes your flashcard, you know, for your letters or numbers. If you can draw something basic like an apple, it doesn't have to be exact, banana, that kind of stuff. So you can do games on it. You can do your awards on there if you want to draw the star. I mean, you can do a lot of stuff just with a small whiteboard. And I have a small whiteboard, but because I use a background, a video background, I can't use it. And I just need to figure out something else. I need a different background that I could use my green fabric with, so I can do a green screen. What was awful? I missed it. I'm just sitting here yapping and coloring away, and I'm like, what did she say? All right, I think that's probably good. Let's see. Let's do some greens. What green shall we do? How about the forest color? This is one of my shortest pencils. Oh yeah, the helicopter parents, yeah. I don't know that I've got my video on what latency I have it on, because it popped out of there. And if I clicked on, anyway, yeah, the helicopter parents, they will repeat, they will tell the student what to say, but of course they don't have, I mean, the reason they pick English speakers is so that their children can sound like English speakers. But if they're sitting there telling their child what to repeat, then that child is going to talk like the parent. And so they do that, and that's really not good for the student if they want the English speaker. They're paying a bunch of money for it. They, you know, ought to let them do it. The parents that give the answer, not that there's an answer, it's just, well, sometimes there is. Like, we just say, hello, how are you today? And the parents, I can hear the parent on the side saying, I'm fine, thank you. And now maybe that's okay to do it for the introduction because that helps. But when it's inside the class, I need to know that the student knows how to say X, Y, Z, or to repeat with the proper response. Like, do you see the dog? Yes, I see the dog. If the parent is telling the child what to say and they're just repeating, they're not going to know. I'm not going to know that they know it, you know? Anyway, sorry to get off on. I think most of South America is, well, no, Yeah, most of it's green, so I'm going to make it green. Now my little string is moved. I really ought to just hang it off the camera part, but then, I don't know. I'm not going to be upset about it. Some little kids, you can't correct them because, like, sit down and be quiet. You can't really do that. You have to be very creative. Oh, and there's a whole bunch of mentoring classes you can take. And that's what I did. I took every single class that I could, and they're free, of course. They're taught by other parents, well, they might be parents, taught by other teachers, and you can ask any manner of question. And some of the classes I took several times because I wanted to make sure I got it. Okay, that's green. Let's get just the pen, other part. I'll just have to look up. Here's the deserty part. I'm not sure how far the deserty part goes up. So I'm just going to say this is my planet. This is the Leslie planet. But I do want to say it. If I can do it, anybody can do it. I'm I'm a nervous person, and I've got to have my ducks in a row on the screen. Got to make sure that I've gone over the material, at least just skim it to see if it's going to be a very academically heavy lesson or not. Sometimes there's just a lot of stuff in there, and I'll go, okay, make sure you're here by this point, this time. Don't linger on this one too much, that kind of stuff. And I used to, I was nuts when I had all these props. So if I had 7 classes in a row, I would have 7 baskets, little square. Maybe they're little bins. Anyway, I would have 6 of them next to me, nearby, and I would put the props that I needed for that class in there. And then put a little label on each one to make sure that I knew what class that was for. And when the class came up, I would get my little box and I would put things out in front of me so I would have them, and then I'd put the little box up, and then the next class, it would be right there, and I would just, but now I don't use a lot of props, so I don't have that stress of having to find all the things. Some of Mexico here. Okay, this is not completely accurate. That's okay. That's okay. And now to think about it, looking back on it, Oh, you know, that's really kind of supposed to be desert right there. Looking back on it and seeing all the things I did, this is definitely not an accurate map. Oh well. Florida's like, yeah, thinking about all the stuff I did is kind of overwhelming. You know, how did I do that? I just did. And it's, you don't need a lot of props. You know, if you got the stuff on the screen, you've got your hands. With the little kids, the 3 and 4 and 5-year-olds, you might want to have a prop or two, like a little doll or cars. You know, you can use as, this is a car, but it's also blue. It's also small compared to the green one that is big. I mean, you can do that with balls too. I'm sorry, this is becoming a VIP kid teaching seminar. Okay, this is supposed to be Africa, so I'm going to do this all with the brown. And then I think I will take the gold or silver. Oh, that's sparkly. I should do a video on what am I looking for? I'm looking for that. On my bags, sorry, I just whacked the camera. Here we go. Like how I store my pencils and my other stuff. I did one last year sometime. But I don't know if that would be interesting or not. All right, I'm going to just use the metallic jelly roll. And mainly because I don't want to sit here and try to make this look like metal, which I need to practice. But also I want to use some of the supplies that I don't get too much. Mix it a little bit. See it? A little bit metallic-y. I may come back with a white pen for a highlight on that. I'm thinking. Yeah. I try to notice what videos I like. I like completed pages ones. Hi, Frederica. Thanks for coming. I'm always so excited to see people come into my stream. Anyway, I was saying, I would think of what kind of videos I like to watch, and maybe I can do some of those or something similar. I didn't really do a real what I finished in December video, so I could do that, although I've already done a what I'm coloring for January. But it probably doesn't matter one way or the other. Oh, just realized I'm using Prismacolor on there. The one pencil that I have out all the time is the Prismacolor white. I need to go to Hobby Lobby and get some more. Okay, now I can come back with this. Well, that's not working very well. Okay, well, I'll just let it dry a little bit and go over it with a white pen. Anyway. Okay, now I can kind of put a little bit of a white streak here. That's 5. Where'd the 10 go? Look around for the 10. Okay. Thanks. I love pandas. The red ones and the black and white ones. We had the privilege of seeing both many years ago. My daughter and I went to DC. See, I'm picking at him again. And we were able to see the giant pandas. We saw babies, and it was, I still have photos of it, of course. And then about 3 years ago now, my husband and I went to the Tulsa Zoo. We were up there doing something, and I said, while we're up here, I want to go to the zoo. So we did, and I got to see red pandas there. I'm not sure Ling Ling is still there. I mean, this was many years ago, so I don't know who was there. But yeah, they're on loan, and we were able to enjoy that. What am I doing? I want to kind of close this. These little reflections a little bit. If you're ever near the National Zoo, you should go. It doesn't cost a thing. I mean, if you want to park, it will cost. But since it's a national zoo, all you do is walk in, and you can give donation, of course, and there's a gift shop in there. Yep, I love zoos. They're probably my third favorite place to be. The first place is home. The second place is Tyler State Park. And the third one is zoos. Look what I did. I made a mess. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Okay. I just taught you a lesson from my mistake. Make sure your eraser's clean. You'd think I already would know that. And I thought the eraser was clean, but evidently it wasn't. But it really matters not, because I haven't decided what I'm going to do the background. Yeah, it'll blend in with the background, whatever I do. What if I do? Well, I don't know what I'm doing here, what I'm trying to accomplish. I just keep playing around with something until I get it the way I want it. Yeah. So I finished the pandas and the little fish down here. And the globe. I'm thinking that this needs a little bit of shadow. I can't use indigo. I think I'll just use the brown. This is mud, for real. Oh, the little mouse? Yeah, that's cute. What do you think, mouse? Am I doing a good job? think that looked good. I think mud on here, this is called mud. I think it did fine. I might just cover this white line, this black line with yeah, I like that. No, 2.5 hours, okay. I think I'm gonna go. I need to do some stuff before my father-in-law comes over, or we go over to his house. And if I didn't have anything else to do, I'd probably just be sitting here. Well, thanks for coming, y'all. I appreciate it. Hit the like button. Share it if you'd like. I don't know when I'll do another live stream. I kind of haven't settled into a spot, although Thursday at 12:30 is probably good. So, all right, y'all have a great evening and afternoon and night and day wherever you are. And I'm going to try to... Okay. All right. See y'all later.